you need to realize is that your skull is made up of 22 bones which are connected by sutures, and these sutures are meant to be malleable. They are meant to shift, they are meant to loosen, they are meant to adapt. In the exact same way, the layer of connective tissue that goes throughout your entire body, the fascia, is meant to lengthen, adapt, and be loose, but also tense at the same time. So the purpose of thumb pulling is to loosen the fascia, loosen the sutures, so that when you have proper tongue posture, when you have proper chewing, swallowing, and breathing, you get rid of all of the tension from the negative habits you've had your entire life, and you're allowed to then adapt and lengthen the muscles, and the muscles then lead to adaptations in the bone, and as a result, you're able to become the best version of yourself. What you need to start with is you need to start by loosening the fascia, obviously. Before I even show you thumb pulling 2.0, you need to have a decent routine of what you're doing where you're first loosening the fascia. What I would recommend is that you begin by firstly doing something like zygo pulling, which is basically, it sounds again like a cringe crazy term, but all you're doing is you're putting your thumbs under the zygomatic maxillary suture inside your mouth, right under your cheekbone, and you're massaging upwards and outwards. The reason it will be sore and tense is because you store a lot of epicranial fascial tension there, and you need to loosen it and get rid of it for everything to adapt and for your sutures to properly loosen and your mid-palatal suture. If you combine this with something like massaging your palate, you're also further loosening the fascia. And at the same time, if you go even one step further by doing something like tongue chewing or stretching your tongue, you're loosening the fascia which is stuck in your tongue, which is the main place and purpose of the epicranial fascia. And at the same time, do something like a massage along your palate like this, literally going back and forth while in a chin tuck, and you'll feel it, a slight bit of tension being finally relieved. If you were to combine this with full body stretches, something like stretching your neck like this, or even training your neck beforehand, or even something like a cobra pose or some kind of yoga movement where you're stretching and lengthening everything, you're going to loosen everything so that when you thumb pull, it all becomes much more effective. You need to be loosening the fascia, you need to be loosening the fascia in your entire body, then loosening it in your tongue, and then massaging your face, ideally through zygo pulling and through massaging your palate. If you were to do that, everything's loose, everything's efficient, and then from there, you can perform thumb pulling 2.0.